the country. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the tradition of Yule, and I did some research, wanted to think of maybe my favorite thing to share. And really, Yule is very interesting because it's kind of like this tradition that surrounds the wintertime equinox, and it kind of has its roots from before a lot of written history was even able to record exactly what happened. So it comes from like the Norse and Germanic, European side of the world. But really everyone sort of has this wintertime tradition, and over the years it's really changed a lot. But for what we did for Yule at my house was we went and collected some holly, deck the halls, and we got some holly branches and cedar and a few just really cool looking dried up plants, and tied them in a pretty little bundle and hung them around the house and made a wreath. And then we literally cut the top off of a cedar tree for our Yule tree or Christmas tree.
I saw the photos of that.
Oh, I
thought that
it
was
so
cute.
Much. And I hung like chicken feet and bones on it, but that's
I
just
saw
our own
that.
special.
Yes, I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So you guys.
Yes, so it's been really festive. But tell me some about what you've been doing.
My stuff I feel like isn't as interesting, but basically we just decorate the house, putting the lights out front. I really like doing that. I really, really love Christmas lights and seeing everyone. I love seeing, this just beautiful brightness in the dark, and it's just this time of year. And then on Christmas Day, I have a small family, so it's just my brother and my grandma coming over, and we just, we do the usual, like waiting for them, opening the presents, and then actually something interesting I thought of to share for this year. We are wanting to do make a more traditional colonial style Christmas dinner, or like
that's gonna be
kind of like 18th to 19th century.
Take
because
pictures of that.
definitely, so that's something me and my family have really been into lately. So I've been doing some research and I'm excited about that. And another thing I thought I would share is I'm half Swiss. My dad is full Swiss. When I was younger, we were part of there was a Swiss community in the area, and they would actually have someone dress as the Swiss Santa Claus, which is called Sammy Claus.
Awesome.
And his partner named Schmutzli, who is like the one who treated the bad kids, and they would walk up, and each of us, the young kids, would have to perform something for Santa Claus. And I remember I read the Night Before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And my brother, he played his trombone, and then you get little like goodies like chocolate and fruit and stuff. So that was like a really fun little memory I thought I'd share.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so glad you shared that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love hearing about all of the different traditions because everywhere has their own variation and all these different characters. It's just, I don't know, I really like it.
So, speaking of childhood traditions, we all know that the Yuletime signifies the end of the harvest. And although this year's garden may be dead, got to start preparing for next year's garden. So, in a segment we're going to start bringing you once a month called Witching Hour on the Farm, we're going to start investigating the Almanac. Now, for anyone who's never picked up an almanac, you may not know just how much information are in these little charts on these tables. Honestly, there's a little more information than even I know what to do with. So we're just going to go through day by day for January and look at some of the tips that the Almanac tells us to do to make sure you're keeping your garden up to snuff for when it's time to plant and grow things again. So, let's begin. Oh, did y'all know, this is from the table for notable days, according to January. January, the first month, hath 31 days. Oh, January 2nd. Our note here is Happy Mew Year for Cats Day.
I love that.
Aww,
Oh my gosh.
We should all kiss our kitty.
You should get them little hats.
Ooh. Tobias is not going to be happy. Ooh, did y'all know that on January 3rd, Alaska became the 49th state in 1959?
Wow, I didn't realize it was that late, actually.
Yeah, Alaska and Hawaii were very late states.
We're probably still gonna have more.
I hope so. Oh, in 1851, on January 8th, the Earth's rotation was proved.
Huh, well, you look at that.
Not to all.
Yeah, now, this is a hotly debated topic, and perhaps someday soon we shall approach the theory of flat Earth. But, according to the Almanac, although with no supporting information, I'll have you know, the Earth's rotation was proved. So, maybe this Almanac is some anti-flat Earth conspiracy stuff. Just something to think about. Now, this is a little close to home, and honestly, I didn't expect it to be in the Almanac, but on January 11th of this past year, or I guess actually the year we're still in, China listed its first COVID-19 death. At least the Almanac is keeping up to date, but that is literally, wow, that's going to probably be like a future fact.
So January of this year was when that happened?
January of this year.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so maybe some better news.
Yes.
La 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 la. I'm gonna tell you guys, it doesn't look like a lot happens in January.
We're filming this in 2020 because that's what we mean by this year, but this episode might release in 2021, not to add to your confusion.
No, because this is the episode going out tomorrow, not to add to our confusion.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay, I'll cut that out.
That one seems pretty good. I know.
Yeah.
I see. There's not a whole lot of like very interesting.
Oh, but we could talk about
The Happy New Year's is still the one I like the most.
Gold was discovered in California in 1848 on January 24th. So there's some cool stuff. The first Macintosh computer was released in 1984 on January 25th.
Okay.
And a dental drill was patented in 1875. Yeah, so I think what we can learn from the Almanac is that January's not a really super exciting month.
But I'm gonna read the gardening tips, though.
Oh, let's read the gardening
it's right
tips.
there.
All right, January 2021
Now for some excitement.
gardening tips. Take a look at your yard and decide on changes you want to make this year. Now, this is actually a big thing. I did double the size of my garden this past year from about 500 square feet. Well, actually, honestly, because I redid some trees, I'm going to have about 1,500 square feet of garden this next year. So I've definitely already marked everything and staked it out. So, hey, got it good so far. Plan your spring garden. Already done it. Order seeds and bare root trees. I've actually already done that too. We had some elderberry plants that were shipped to my house this week, so we got to get those planted. We got some baby muscadines growing, and I've got a new pomegranate tree I'm planting.
Cool.
So we'll definitely, once it warms back up, we'll get back to you on the garden stuff. Now, in temperate zones, prune deciduous trees, and keep adding mulch as needed to protect low-growing plants susceptible to freezing. As we all know, since we are in the South, it's not something we have to worry about a lot. I will say it did frost a few times this past week, and so I had to lock the goats up in their little house because the first frost we had, I guess Banshee, well, both my goats that I got right now were born in the winter. And so I don't think they really understand what cold is, but literally the first night we had a frost, I went out there and I checked on them in the morning, and Banshee's little ears were frozen.
Oh.
It was very sad. I was like, I'm going to have to lock y'all up because y'all don't know how to get in a barn. Also, last tip. Keep your gutters clean. Now that is actually a really good, adult tip.
An adult tip.
Yeah, because we did have some gutter issues with a house beside my parents this year, so definitely want to keep your gutters clean.
And it rains so much in the wintertime.
Oh, yes. So, anyway, we salvaged that a little bit, and honestly, we're going to try to do one of these once a month, for the month coming up. And we'll probably get a little better, but let's just hope maybe February has a few more interesting things going on than just some random history tips. Now, to round out our first and best Yuletide episode so far,
Oh yeah.
we're going to switch to a new segment where we're going to start and display each week 1 or 2 items that someone in the group makes. And we're going to start off this week, everyone's going to present an item, something with a Christmas theme. So, without further ado, let's get that started. Now, as we all know, over the past year, COVID has really changed how, not only how we shop, but especially us as vendors and merchants, how we have to market our products to people. So to sort of combat that and figure out a way around that, a lot of people have moved online. And so, following suit, we have as well. Each week, we're going to try to bring you little product spots on some of the different stuff that we all make as creators, and direct you to where you can find our stuff online. Starting off this week, since it is the Yule time, we wanted to go with a few more Christmassy or holiday themed stuff. As much as glassware can be themed, try to get the colors that way. But, again, each week we're just going to use this spot to showcase some of the stuff that we've been working on lately. And when we can, we're going to tie it into that week's tutorial. But sometimes it's just going to be some cool products that we sell. Now, starting off this week, I selected a few pieces of my glassware. Again, I do antiques and spellcraft stuff, but I picked up some glassware. As I've done a lot more antiquing this past year, I've really learned that I really love glassware. And so I selected some green and red glassware to go with the season. And of course, I've got a lot more glassware than just this on my Etsy, which you will be able to find down there in the links. But I just wanted to showcase a few of my nicer pieces that I've gotten recently. I went to an auction a few weeks ago and they had an entire set of this Avon red Cape Cod pattern glassware. This is really cool glassware. The full name is, this is an Avon 1876 Cape Cod ruby red glassware set. But it was actually made in like 1980. I think they ran it from like 83 or maybe even the 80s to like 90. So it's recent, but it's just some really nice dark color.
It looks very old and antique.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Some of my favorite of the stuff.
They definitely, like I said, it is 1876 Cape Cod collection. It is supposed to have that 19th century sort of colonial style feel. And I've got a lot more than just this, but I just wanted to pick a few of my favorite pieces to showcase. The decanter, you can't find a lot of these, so I really didn't want to list it online, but I've kept too many of my own treasures recently. So this one you will find online. Of course, a nice little vinegar glass pourer. And this was a cool piece that I hadn't seen a lot of, but a little heart-shaped, keepsake container. I've got a few of these, and I've found some, but I've never seen one of the Avon red glass ones. So that was a really cool find at that auction. And again, on the website, I've got a lot more of this red glass listed. There's some bowls, some trays. I got a nice big oval platter. So definitely
some goblets, which are my favorite.
Oh, and yeah, I can't believe I forgot.
So you can use this to pour into your fancy goblets.
Exactly. I've got some large goblets and some smaller goblets. So definitely check that out. Lots of stuff on there. And something to mention, this week during Yule, I am running a special on my store where if you buy 2 items, you get a discount. Now you gotta buy at least 2 items, but I think I'm probably running like $10 off on 2 items, so check that out. Of course, all of my items are free shipping. Now, that's the red stuff, and like I said, I got a lot more red stuff, but I also wanted to have some green. Now, I love green glass. In particular, this is special green glass. This is uranium glass. And for those of you that don't know, uranium glass is a Depression-era glass that is actually made with real uranium, which does mean it reacts to the black light. Vaseline glass is really not that uncommon, but it's really just really cool. So it's always nice to get it. And a lot of it was made by a company called Atlas Hazel. And you can tell they have really nice patterning. Now, I just brought the 3 bowls out tonight, but also listed on the website, I've got some really nice Vaseline glass candlestick holders and a really cool etched, actually the candlestick holders are also etched with this nice patterning
I was gonna say, I really like the design on that
Yeah.
bottom one. It's very nice.
The Atlas Hazel Glass Company did some really cool etched patterns, and so I've got, in addition to this large mixing bowl that is etched, my pair of candlestick holders are also etched glass, as well as a nice cake platter. That's pretty cool. And everything, antiques definitely range in price, but everything I showed you tonight ranges anywhere from $25 to $55. Again, go on the Etsy, check it out. You can find all that stuff right there. So, next, let's check out these wonderful Yuletide bracers.
Yes, I am super excited about this product that Maggie has made. He couldn't be with us today, but he's with us in spirit. This is a hand-tooled, designed, painted, and dyed bracer for any, I kind of feel like this could go from anywhere from like a really awesome like elf cosplay on Christmas to like that like super awesome uncle that everybody has that just wants to show up like looking amazing, but it's got a...
That is true. These are definitely a thing that I would show up.
Just wear them with your outfit.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got some younger cousins that don't know me that well, and like I can definitely see myself showing up because they're going to talk about it for the next 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I just really like this.
I mean, I could totally see it for like just like a winter-themed Renaissance fair outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I really like them. They're very whimsical and
If you wanted
pretty.
to do like Norse Santa.
Yes!
This is what Santa wears when he has to, when the reindeer are acting up a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
like
gosh.
his riding cuffs, I love it. These pieces will cost you about $100 each, or $200 for the pair, and you can find them on our Etsy store, The Grim Ringer, or you can follow us on Instagram. If you never see the post, if you don't see the post that you're looking for on our Etsy store or on Instagram, you can just shoot us a message and we can find what you're looking for.
And I think that probably applies to all of us. I'm the same way. I try to put a lot of stuff on my Etsy, but especially doing antiques and auctions, like I go through different stuff, but I always tell people, look, message me on Etsy, message me on Instagram. I got a list of stuff that I look for people. We're here to find what you need and get it to you.
Yes.
So,
we're all active on our Instagrams.
Definitely reach
And
out to
if
us.
you had your own idea for like, I don't know, a holly leaf or like some sort of other like holiday themed bracer, like craft us up, shoot us some ideas, like, we can customize stuff.
We will make you the
Absolutely.
best dressed elf at your holiday party.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, hi there, Wanderers. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Yggi, didn't that end a little abruptly? Didn't Rose have some wonderful products she was going to share with us? Well, you'd be right. It did, and she did. Now you'd think with a past life where I spent over a decade in journalism, even ran my own web show, I might know how to record some stuff without getting the file corrupt. But I guess there's a reason they got this old shaman out to pasture. Now, if you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I'd be real appreciative if you follow this link down below and go check out some of Rose's amazing work. Now, if you've liked these videos we've been making for you, we'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. And be sure to come back Thursday when we start our multi-part adventure on digging up our own crystals, following it all the way through to the polishing process. Until then, keep wondering. Well, we're definitely going to end each episode with like 15 seconds of goats.